This Sportz Blitz podcast is brought to you by LMG. Grow your business through logo design, paper products, and video production. Visit leemarketing.net to learn more.
Welcome back to Sportz Blitz Live, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill in SNS. Discount Tire. This segment brought your way by Bice Motors, 256-234-2501, or located on Cherokee Road. Go see them, or check them out on the web at bicemotors.com for your for a new or used vehicle. If they don't have on the lot what you want, just go in and see them. I promise you they'll be able to find what you want. That's Bice Motors, and we appreciate Brian Bice and his staff for all that they do. Now we want to go to the Dane Sharp Attorney-at-Law Hotline and welcome in Tim Grover, the author of the new book, Relentless, From Good to Great to Unstoppable, and the classic Jump Attack. Tim, thanks so much for being part of the program tonight.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Well, Tim, again, to kind of give a background, a lot of people are very familiar with you and who you've been able to work with over the years, and led you to write this book about working with all these tremendous world-class athletes. And you were able to work with Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, and I know that was phenomenal for you to be able to work around these athletes.
Yeah, no, it's a wonderful experience, and not only got a chance to see their physical makeup and how you can push them, but also mentally to see what makes each individual unstoppable and super successful at what they do.
Well, Tim, I want to start right there, and of course, Michael Jordan. He's my favorite athlete of all time, really, outside of Bo Jackson. But Michael Jordan, I've idolized him growing up and was able to watch him while I was a youth growing up in his prime. And just talk about the makeup of Michael Jordan. I know there's a lot of parallels. You've seen both Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan up front and up close and personal. I know over the last week or two there have been some debates on ESPN about is Kobe Bryant as good as Michael Jordan, or is he even in the same class? I want to hear your thoughts on that.
Well, you know what? I can't put anybody in the same class as Michael Jordan. I mean, what I always tell individuals, here's a guy that was 6 for 6 in NBA Finals and never needed a Game 7 to win. So that kind of sums it up right there. And he won 6 MVPs during those final times too. So it's hard to put anybody else in that class in there. But, I mean, from a mental makeup and from his drive to be successful and try to achieve as much as possible in basketball, and not only dominate from a physical standpoint, but also from a mental standpoint, and dominate all of basketball, not just the championships, but, entering the dunk contest and all the various events. Kobe's as close to Michael as I've seen.
We've got Tim Grover on the Dane Sharp Attorney-at-Law Hotline, and Tim is the best-selling author of the book Relentless, and worked with all these world-renowned athletes. I want to jump over to that, Tim. How did you get involved in this back in '89? How did you get started working with these guys?
Well, you know what? My background is in kinesiology and exercise science, and I saw an article in the paper saying Michael Jordan was tired of taking the physical abuse from the Detroit Pistons, and he wanted to get stronger and needed something to get over the hump. So I put a program together, and I got it to the team doctor and the team athletic trainer at the time, and they liked what I had to present, and they were like, they showed it to Michael, and Michael said, hey, I kind of like this. Let's set up a meeting. So they set up a meeting between Michael and myself. I presented my idea to him, and Michael said, hey, listen, I'll try it out for 30 days, and 30 days turned into 15 years. And, Michael was the first individual that I know of from a team sport that actually wanted one individual just to focus in on him and not everybody else on the team. So understand his body better than anybody else.
Tim, you worked with Michael Jordan, you worked with Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade, been around coaches like Coach Krzyzewski at Duke, Pat Riley, Charles Barkley, of course, Hakeem Olajuwon, just to name a few. I want to slide over and talk about Kobe Bryant for just a second. Kobe Bryant suffers an injury at the end of this season. A lot of people are wondering if he'll ever come back and play with an Achilles injury like that. And you worked with him, and you see these guys up close and personal. A lot of people blaming the Lakers organization for really overusing Kobe Bryant and never taking him out. Even top of the line athletes need a break, and Kobe wasn't getting a break, and you could tell he was fatigued. And a lot of times when athletes' bodies are fatigued, that's when something bad happens, and I think that's what happened to Kobe. Yeah,
you know what? I'm not going to say that was the only reason that this this injury happened. There's a lot of stuff that could be involved in this thing, and with the Achilles tendon, it's one of those things. But Kobe's makeup, he wanted to make the playoffs so bad, and know he needed every single victory and every minute to do it. So regardless of what the team or the Mike D'Antoni was going to try to do and rest him, Kobe just wasn't going to have it. And unfortunately they made the playoffs, but unfortunately he did get hurt. But you are right. I mean, rest and recovery is extremely important. Was that the only reason this happened? No. But was it a small factor in it? I would say definitely yes.
Do you think we'll ever see Kobe Bryant play basketball again? You know the competitor in himself. He's going to try, but it's hard to be able to move again at his age now in the league. And with that injury, you've seen so many athletes have a very difficult time battling back from that particular injury. It's got to be tough to be able to go back and compete at the level that I know Kobe Bryant wants to compete at with that injury. Do you think we'll ever see the same Kobe?
Oh, I think you will. I mean, what's going to happen now is, at his age and with that injury, it's going to become more of how to take advantage of your opponents from a mental standpoint and be able to use your smarts, because your athletic ability obviously is not going to be where it's going to be. So you got to really sharpen up on certain parts of your skills, make them even better. Because, like I said before, the athletic ability won't be there. But knowing Kobe, he's definitely going to recover from this, not only from a physical standpoint, but also push through this from a mental standpoint to be very successful again.
Tim, we've had a kind of a common theme by accident on tonight's show about duration of being able to last in sports, and how do you win games? You win games in the all season and working out and training. These guys don't become superstars just because they wake up one day and decide they want to play basketball or football or baseball. There's a lot of hard work that goes into it, many hours, many days, many months of training to get to the level they are. Even though they've been blessed with an extraordinary amount of talent, they still have to work hard. And that's what this book that you wrote centers around, and able to be not only physically tough but mentally tough. Talk about that a little bit, Tim.
Well, you know what the difference between, you see a lot of athletes out there who don't make it that are actually more athletic gifted than the ones that we see that do make it. So it's that mental edge and the ability to work out and to push yourself and to go a little bit longer than everybody else, and that's why you become that professional pro, and and you constantly show the results all over again. In the book Relentless, we talk about a lot of times when a player goes up and he gets drafted and he shakes the commissioner's hand, we always say, well, welcome to the end of your career, because a lot of individuals, now they start to exhale because they say, oh, we finally made it. But then you have other individuals that know, hey, this is where I've wanted to be, and now I want to excel at this, and they continue to pursue it as though they've never gotten drafted, like they're the 12th man on the roster instead of being the star on the team, and they continue to work and study and get better at their craft each year and year in and year out.
The mental aspect is so important, and you're right, Tim. It obviously, and you've worked with these athletes, it is what separates the elite athletes from the very good athletes, and there is a difference there. And you attribute the Relentless 13 in your book, and I don't want to ask you to talk about all of them, but just name one there, because I know this is a great book. I'm looking forward to reading it myself, and I encourage everybody out there that's listening and watching our show tonight to pick up a copy, because I'm interested to see what this is all about. But just talk about one maybe.
Well, one that we talk about, what separates an individual from being great to being unstoppable, what we call a cleaner in the book, is you're not intimidated by pressure. You thrive on it. Those are the individuals that they don't run from a pressure situation. They know that pressure is a privilege. So if they're put into that situation and they know how to deliver no matter what's thrown at them, whether they have to follow the script that the play that's drawn up for them, or whether they got to call an audible, or they got to think of another way to do it. But they look for that pressure, and they don't feel any of it, and they just perform as though there is no pressure on them.
Well, good stuff, Tim. And before I let you go, and again, we want to thank you for joining us tonight on the Dane Sharp Attorney at Law Hotline. Tim, you work with a ton of athletes, and you've got quotes on your website, attackathletics.com, and we want people to go there and read about what you do and the book itself. But out of all the athletes, and you can't say Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant because we've talked about them, who is somebody that's special to you that you enjoyed working with?
Oh, you know what's funny? The person I really, really enjoyed working with was Charles Barkley. I mean, Charles was one of the greatest athletes, natural athletes I had ever had a chance to work with. A great human being. I mean, he's a straight shooter, just like you see him on TV. He tells it like it is. He doesn't care who's around him and who's not, but he was absolutely wonderful to work with.
That's definitely one part of Charles Barkley you don't have to worry about being fake, is he's going to tell it like it is, right, Tim?
Yes, sir.
Tim, we really appreciate you taking time out to be part of the program tonight. A lot of great stuff here that you've shared with us, and I look forward to reading the book myself. I encourage everybody to pick up a copy of it, and we look forward to having you back on the program very soon.
My pleasure. Take care, everybody.
Thanks so much. That's Tim Grover, and the author of Relentless, From Good to Great to Unstoppable, the classic jump attack. More than that, one of the best trainers in the business as far as basketball is concerned. You can go there and see the accolades given by these athletes. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Hakeem Olajuwon, the coaches, Pat Riley, Coach Krzyzewski, Scottie Pippen, another player, as he said, Charles Barkley, just to name a few. But glad to have Tim Grover on the program. A lot of great stuff there. And if you're an athlete out there, you heard it right here. You can train all you want to be as physical and in shape as possible. But if you don't have the mental edge, that's what usually takes people out of their game, is not having the mental capability to stay competitive. So I'm looking forward to reading the book myself.